Yes, with that we go for a rather funny but very angry song. Sometimes maybe we all have felt like this during heartbreak, even for a moment. Let's listen to this angry song. It's funny, but it's angry.
I hope that our few remaining friends give up on trying to save us. I hope we come up with a fail-safe plot to piss off the dumb few that forgave us. I hope the fences we mended fall down beneath their own weight, and I hope we hang on past the last exit. I hope it's already too late, and I hope the junkyard a few blocks from here someday burns down, and I hope the rising black smoke carries me far away, and I never come back to this town again. In my life, I hope I lie and tell everyone you were a good wife, and I hope you die. I hope we both die. I hope I cut myself shaving tomorrow. I hope it bleeds all day long. Our friends say it's darkest before the sun rises. We're pretty sure they're all wrong. I hope it stays dark forever. I hope the worst isn't over, and I hope you blink before I do. I hope I never get sober, and I hope when you think of me years down the line, you can't find one good thing to say. And I'd hope that if I found the strength to walk out, you'd stay the hell out of my way. I am drowning, there is no sign of land. You are coming down with me, hand in unlovable hand, and I hope you die. I hope we both die.
That was Mountain Goats called No Children. A very, very angry person, no doubt, wishing very bad things on themselves and the other. From the Mountain Goats of a very angry person, we move on to a more classic and a more refined version of anger from the ancient collection of poems, Yasodaravata. As you know, Prince Siddhartha left his princely palace in search of the truth, leaving his wife Yasodhara. We will hear from Yashoda a slightly angry song, angry poem. We are not sure whether it's anger or not, but sounds a little angry, a milder version of loss.
That song took away all the sadness in me. Ruati putun veduwa mama veradida ruaguna tejasak mage adu
Yashoda, I'm going to ask you to. I'm
going to ask you to stay there for a moment. So this poem means, was I wrong to bear you a beautiful son? Did I lack in beauty or charm in me? Was I disrespectful towards you? Or did you just want to defeat death and attain nirvana? Yashoda, can I ask you, when people abandon others, do they only take their hearts with them? Or do they take their self-worth? Do they make the other person stand in front of a mirror and wonder, was I ugly? Was I not beautiful? Why did they leave? What is it that they are taking away from you?
I feel that, yeah, for some people it happens. It could come from a place of anger, or it could come from a place of grief. Most of the time it happens when two people are in a relationship and the other person ends it without giving us reasons, which we called without closure, because we don't know yet that the closure that we are seeking is only coming from within us. So because we don't know the reason, the person who can give us the reason is not there anymore. So we start questioning ourselves, and those questions could be everything that you said, beauty, appearance, achievements, anything. So I think till we go to the phase of acceptance, we keep questioning these things over and over again.
Thank you, Yashoda. Malinda, your take on this?
When Yashoda was thinking, I remember a song by soul singer called Jim Reeves. My mother used to say, Jim Reeves is never happy unless he was unhappy. And if you take all his collection of all his songs, it's like these are songs of denial. It's the corpus of songs of denial, right? There's one which I remember when we were singing. It's called Dear Heart. Dear heart, if you can't stop beating for her, then dear heart, stop beating for me. So the loss can take all kinds of forms, and how you deal with it is also can take different forms. So you ask yourself, what was it that's wrong? Right? And if that person has found someone else, what does he have that I don't have? And you start comparing, and you think that you can logically prove that you are better, and this decision was stupid. But what you don't realize is that, in that song that I mentioned, it says, Preme Dware Obamata Yurtakale, you open the door of love. Then Mage Atita Yoga, my past is you. Mage Vartamane Yoga, my present is you. Mage Uttarintara Anagate Yoga. So once you have said, my past, present and future is fixed on you, how do you deal with that? Once someone makes it very obvious that you're not his or her past or present or future. Because what has happened is that got a bit twisted. Preme Dware Obamata Vasa. Right? Eight Mage Atite Vartamane Anagate Obama. So you can't, you're like pretty screwed up in this situation. And then you have to find some way. And then comparison is there. Right? And then what is, you start self-doubt comes and you wonder what is wrong with me. Right?
Shaturi, when this happens, what is a good way to face it?
Most of the patients who come to me will come and ask me, he or she has blocked me, won't talk to me. Family is very happy with this person or that person. Can I just go and talk and ask why this happened? Why you got sick of me? So that's a very common question that the grieving person would come and ask. But I know most of the time, no matter how much I tell them, they just have this urge to find out what was wrong with this grieving person. But, as Shashwata said, let's say I give the permission to go and talk to this ex-boyfriend or girlfriend, they will come home with another question. මෙහෙම එකක් කිව්වා, but then how come that be? I was like this. So the closure has to come within. Because there's always a why. There's always a why.
Yes. With this Chaturi, I think Malinda, we discussed this when preparing for Humanitas. That quote from the book by Salman Rushdie, The Ground Beneath Her Feet. That book is outside on that table for anyone to just turn around, turn the pages off. So in that it is said, love is a democracy in which you can be voted out overnight, no matter how big your majority. Malinda, any thoughts?
And it reminds me of another quote. In God's kingdom is not a democracy. It doesn't stand for re-election. Not really related to heartbreak and love. But the thing is that you have become that person's past tense, right? And not as great a past tense as you would have expected to be, right? And once that happens, it's all gone. It's all gone. You have been voted out. Even if someone else has not been voted in, you're not there, right? So it is very difficult to come to terms with that when you have envisaged a lifetime of togetherness. Like I said, whoever among you love for the first time, or love not for the first time, but who can remember the first love, just imagine what you thought that future was going to be. It was amazingly beautiful, right? But maybe you dumped that person or that person dumped you. And every beautiful thing that came before is invalidated. It's no longer there. But like you said, you hope, right? Rod Stewart's song says, if I stay here just a little bit, if I stay here just a little bit long, if I stay here, will you listen to my heart? That person no longer has ears for your heart or any other part of your anatomy, right? But you still want to believe. That is where I think your denial thing comes in.
Just similarly, Kate Winslet's What If I had never let you go? Will you be the man I wanted to be? So like, these poets and the songwriters, most of the time those thoughts did not come out of nowhere. They have experienced all these things. That's why they have put it to words. So that's why all the things, knowingly or unknowingly, Elizabeth's principles are there.
We do know that sometimes you break up with someone. Just later you come together, right? We have enough examples. That is why those people also came together, so we can. But it's a new love story, isn't it? It's not the same love story. Even
it's not.
It's a different person.
It's a different person. But we have to keep in mind that most of the time the relationships are complementary. So there is a chance that you might end up with a similar person, but it with another name.
So there's a pattern.
There might be a pattern.
There might be a pattern.
You all look towards your relationships and see there might be similarity.